Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pay Per View. My name's Callum. I'm joined by my co-host Bex. You've got your own podcast now as well, so
Yeah, talking about Eve because I'm doing it enough as is. I might as well try and build a captive audience who have to listen to what I have to say.
and I found out by listening to the podcast that Bex travels all the way from Scotland to London
Every month.
every month.
Yep, first Friday of every month. I'm just out there for the love of the game, etc., etc.
No wonder you're making a podcast. You've got to make Eve profitable.
I know. It's okay. It's worth it. They have wonderful shows and I had a great time. So what are you gonna do?
I not that. That's what I wouldn't do. I just wouldn't do that.
Well, I missed one show and then was like, oh, I wish I had been there. So I was like, well, I guess I have to commit to being at the mall now.
Yeah, I just
But
don't
every
have
every
money,
time
so
I'm
I don't.
like, no, every time I'm like, okay, I can maybe skip the next one. Like, we'll see how it goes. And then they announce the card, and I'm like, right, okay, so I might as well just be there. So I'm like, well, I might as well just buy the tickets ahead of time. Like, it'll be good. It's
Well, if I
fine.
don't buy them immediately, there's not going to be any seats left. I'm going to have to stand in the back, and
Well, it's like I have a seat. I sit in the front row in my little spot that I've claimed. Like, that's
how
what
am I
I
going to
do.
see my close personal friend and AEW World Champion Kris Statlander if I don't
Well,
have
exactly.
tickets?
I see her on November 7th. So like, what are you gonna do with
But
her ex situationship? Willow also there.
yeah, well, um, let's talk about Wrestledream, AEW
What?
Wrestledream. This is the third Wrestledream, if my
Yes,
brain is telling me correctly. It's the
I believe
Inoki
so.
show. So, like, there was the first one,
Ostensibly,
and then there was the second one, and this is the
yep.
third.
Yes.
Um, yeah, we were talking before we went on recording. Meh feelings about the show, despite the quality of the matches on it.
Matches were
Um,
excellent. I will say that.
every match was good.
Like,
There wasn't a match on this card I wouldn't watch again. If like
yeah,
you asked me to watch it by itself, I'd go, yeah, I'd watch that match. I
yeah,
just
why
think
not?
in its totality, it didn't really amount to much. It didn't feel
Yeah, I
like.
think story wise, there was some stuff here that either didn't land or was lacking in places or whatever you might want to say. Again, nothing like out and out bad about it. Just some spaces where I was like, I could have gone for this happening, or I would have rather we had more about this.
And if you cut the collision show out of it, the
Yes.
pre-show collision, there's not a match on this card. I'm like, cut it. I'm like, actually, this is pretty much, I think, a solid card on paper.
Mhm.
Well, let's dive into it. So I did watch the Collision Gatehouse Brawl, whatever it's called, um,
Tailgate Brawl these
Tailgate
days.
Brawl. There we go. Which opened with the Death Raiders of Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, Pac, Wheeler Yuta versus the Conglomeration and Roderick Strong, who's not a member of the
He is
Conglomeration.
not conglomerating. Do not get it twisted. The man is not conglomerating.
But the Conglomeration was Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Tomohiro Ishii, who just hang. I can't get my head round the fact that he's just there on AEW television all the
It's
time. I'm like, why are you here?
yeah, it's great. I saw someone post about how Ishii is the type of man who looks huge, and then you see him next to someone else, and you're like, no, he's just built like a mini fridge, I believe was the phrasing. And I was like, the thing is, they're not wrong. Like,
He
he's
is a
very small,
tank.
but he's a tank.
Yeah, yeah. He's like a turtle.
Yes. No neck, Ishii. God bless.
He doesn't have a neck. It's his main strength in matches. Is people try
It
to
is.
attack his neck, and
It's just
they
not
just
there.
bounce off. Um, Yeah, this is 8-man tag AEW hype. This is how they open all their pay-per-view kind of free
Yeah.
shows. Did the job. Wheeler Yuta was not over with the crowd. They hate
When
that
does he
man.
ever? When does he ever
Um,
roar at the crowd?
Meanwhile, Daniel Garcia was just there, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Um,
just hanging out. Just those two boys.
yeah,
I am enjoying the little run they're doing with the Death Riders right now, where Yuta and Danny are having to tag, and every time it's a disaster because they don't like each other and they're not very good at working together, and it shows. Um, yeah, whatever show it was on, I assume a Dynamite it usually is, where they were doing a tag match and Marina Shafir's ringside just smacking her head off the ring post like, I can't do this. And I'm like, yeah, that sort of sums up the energy they have right now.
they did win this match though,
They
because
did,
you
they
can
did.
pin
I
the
will give them that.
conglomeration and it doesn't matter.
No. Well, the conglomeration have a fun little sitcom intro now. They've got their own Tron video. Everyone's gonna love them forever. Like it's fine.
We'll get on to intro videos in a bit because I've got a massive freaking criticism about one of these. And then we got the tag team match of Eddie Kingston and Hook versus the Frat House. Um,
It
okay,
was fine.
it's fine. It's fine
They
that
were
you want to
they,
put
they were
Hook back
better than
over.
before. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Eddie looked better here, so that ring rust is starting to shake off, which I'm glad to see. The frat house is whatever. They're there to eat pins and that's I love that for them. Love that journey.
it it's fine that this is a thing. It's just
Yep.
disappointing to me. Like, I get
Yeah.
it. Hook was your big new star, and you buggered it.
Yeah.
And now you've got to rebuild him using the only other popular person you've got who's not in the major storyline, who isn't
Yeah.
injured. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll bring Eddie back. We'll put him with Hook. There are some reasons why they would work well together. They're both like
Sure.
New Yorking, like that kind of whole culture. But
Yeah.
I, I'm looking forward to when they break up.
The issue I have, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, is that I just find Hook boring.
Yeah,
Like
correct.
he's kind of nothing. Um, and until like Eddie is wonderful, obviously everyone loves Eddie, but until Hook gets something to do and does it well, I I just can't bring myself to care that much.
He's really good as a speechless like figure. The
Yes.
moment they broke that, the mysterious Hook
Yeah.
stopped existing. Like Powerhouse Hobbs is fine. He can talk and keep staying like intense because
Yeah.
of his size and his power. Hook was a weird little freak who could do all these moves, and you didn't know who he was, apart from he's Taz's son. And
Yeah.
now you
And he
know,
should have stayed like that.
yeah, and now you know he's just boring.
Yeah. And
There's
unfortunately,
no
you can't put that
intensity from
back.
the man.
No.
Um, yeah. And then we'll come on to the match, which broke my mind immediately in the entrances. Um, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale versus
Yep.
the Top Gods, which I did not know was the name of their tag team till just now.
Well, ostensibly it was meant to be their faction with FTR, but I guess they're just using it as their tag name, which is fine. I don't mind it as a tag name. That's fine.
But they can't be the Top Gods. Only one of them's a top.
Well, yes, and only one of them's a god. And guess what? It's the same woman both times.
Unless she just
Actually,
likes
you
to
know
be
what?
climbed.
Yeah. You know what, Penelope Ford? I'll put respect in your name. I've seen Kip Sabian. It's fine.
So the reason we're making these jokes, not that we're just queer and we like the women's queer division, is that they came out dressed as Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Yes, they did.
It took me 5 seconds. It took me a hot minute to realize that Megan Bain was dressed as Poison Ivy. I was like, oh, Harley Quinn. It's weird the other one isn't dressed up.
Oh no, I clocked it instantly. Presumably ahead of Full Gear being sponsored by DC, they've got the AEW crossover book coming
I
out
can't. No, I
next
can't
month.
have commentary talk about DC Comics for the next. I can't do it for a whole pay per view. I can't. It was really bad in this match alone. I
They're gonna
can't.
need to.
It's gonna hurt so much.
No, I'm sure we're fine. I will say, commentary put over the creative team of the DCKO book, which is
Yeah,
nice. It's nice that you're shouting out the creative team. But yeah, very funny to hear commentary stumble their way through comic book talk. So look forward to Full Gear for that. That'll be fun.
it's such a wild choice. No, it's not
Yeah.
wild. It makes sense. Oh, here's two female characters, but like the most recent example of these two characters on screen, it's explicitly in a couple. Like,
Well, to be fair, they said what they said, and we just got to take them at their word, and that's fine. Good for them. I hope they're very happy together.
they
I
didn't
also
win.
feel I do feel the need to point out also, Penelope's like mallet, like her Harley Quinn mallet, says Megan and Penelope on it, and then has their initials on the end.
I didn't notice that. That's wild. Kip Sabian sat in the back going, well,
Well,
when did this
I guess
happen?
that's I guess that's a problem. But am I going to confront Megan Bain? No, not my business anymore.
Yeah. They didn't win. Willow
No, of
and
course not.
Harley Cameron won, which they've decided is the tag team.
Yes,
Um, yeah, we don't talk about the weekly television, which drives me mad sometimes because I've got a lot to say
I'll
about
talk
the.
about it, but not intently. But no, the tag team is good. They worked well together. I quite like them. They're both ridiculously over baby faces, so I'm sure they'll be very well received. I enjoyed seeing the wheelbarrow drop that Kris and Harley were doing together. Willow started doing that with her, so I'm like, lovely, nice little bit of continuity. Yeah, I enjoyed this match. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then we come on to the first show of the main card that started on the pre-show:
Yes,
FTR versus Jet Speed.
yes,
I think this is cool. I don't
I
want to
like
see
it.
it regularly.
No, I think doing this on occasion is a really fun way to start a show, and having different ways to start shows is valuable, despite the fact that people had to have it explained to them that this did not run over and they didn't time manage correctly. No, it was deliberate. C-
That
can we think about things, please? Anyway,
I think that is the problem I have with it, is that like I understand this is obviously deliberate, but I feel like a lay audience is gonna go, what's the point in that then? Oh, I've messed this up, I
yeah.
have.
But I thought it was a very fun way to start. It was a very cool visual to have people brawling in the ring as the pyro's going off. Like I thought that was great. Like you say, I don't want them to open every pay-per-view like that. But having things in your back pocket to chuck in to make things interesting, I am never against. I think they should start ending more matches in like picture in picture or having pinfalls in picture in picture. Like it's to sell the idea that it's real, right? And if it's real, these things could happen at any time. So
Yep.
I get it, and I think it's fun. And I am always a fan of them trying things to keep things fresh and interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Um, you can always trust FTR to have a good match with Flippy
Yep.
Boys.
I have my forever ongoing problem with FTR, but that's okay. It is what it is. And that I
What's your
just think
problem with FTR? Is it that they're boring?
no, I don't think they're that boring. I think they're better as heels than they ever were, but um I think generally they love to run a match just a little too long.
Yes.
And they love to do like 12,000 false finishes that I'm like, we didn't need to do that.
This is probably the best FTR match of the year on pay-per-view because it had
Yeah,
none of that. It was just a good
exactly.
match.
Exactly. So like this one I was on board with. I was like, okay, like 13 minutes, decent length, like nice in and out, not too many like false finish spots. I enjoyed this one a lot more than I normally do in an FTR match. And it's not because I think FTR are bad. I think bell to bell they're like one of the best tag teams around. It's just they have habits that I don't care for.
Yeah. And it's been really bad over the last few shows because it's been wrapped up with Edge, who also has the
Yes.
worst habits imaginable.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, I guess we've got this
It was a breath
federation
of
after
fresh
that.
air.
Yes, it was.
So the first match, FTR win because Stokely cheats, and I think
Yes.
that I think it's grown on me. But when they initially paired up, I was like, what is going on here?
I
Stokely as a manager for FTR seems really weird.
It is really weird, but it's grown on me a lot, and I enjoy that Stokely has continued to absolutely loathe the ground that Willow Nightingale walks on, because what an easy way to get terrible heat. Because everyone loves Willow, as they should.
Oh yeah, they had some straight up intergender matches in the lead up to
Yeah,
this, didn't they?
very
Which
good.
is interesting.
With some real intergender spots too, like
Yeah,
Willow got to hit Dax, Dax got to hit Willow. Like, great, love it, love to see it. If you're going to do intergender, make it actually intergender, you cowards.
yeah, exactly. So the first match of the actual main card is Jamie Hayter versus Thekla. Thekla has yet to be pinned in AEW.
Yes.
Um, and they had hold on a minute, I should have written this down. The wife of Lou Foy? Is that his name?
Luthez.
Lou
Yeah,
Fez, sorry. Lou
yeah.
Fez
Oh, of the
in the
Thez
front,
press.
yeah, in the front
Char-
row. And
yes,
she got
Charlie.
interviewed
Bless her.
she got she got interviewed by Tony Schiavone, and then
Yes,
she was a featured person in this match.
which was fun. I enjoyed it.
It was
Like,
slightly too much for me. I think the
it was a
first
little
spot
silly.
was fine.
Yeah,
The second spot, I was like, "Oh, come on." The third spot, I was like, "No, stop. Leave it
sure.
alone."
I thought it was fun. Again, one of those things of like, they don't do it often enough for it to stick in my craw. So, like, indulging in it once to be like in one match to be a little silly, I'm like, sure, fine. Um,
The problem is, this match is fucking great.
this
This
match
is
is great. This
this
match
is
was
just two
really, really
women
good.
beating the shit out of each other.
Yes, and like Jamie and Tekla both work very stiff, which I appreciate in a match. It looks excellent here. Um, Jamie comes out in the Inoki scarf, which was a lovely little tribute, considering that it's kind of not really the Inoki show anymore.
But it still is.
It still is, but like the explicit
But New
references are a
Japan's not
lot less.
involved. And
No,
but
but it kind
we've
of
got their
still
world
is.
champion on the show.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. So I like that she had the little scarf call out. That was great. Loved Tekla's freak little spiderweb entrance. She has excellent vibes. And yeah, they just absolutely battered each other. Excellent work all round. Um,
Everyone was banned from ringside, so we didn't get any interference.
yes. Yeah, we
So
didn't
it
get any
literally just was.
triangle Aminata, just Jamie and Tekla going at it. It was
Yeah, they
wonderful.
did. Every time I talk about this feud, like they did such a good job of like getting us back to this point that was always the plan,
Yeah.
and actually accidentally making something more interesting with the factions leading into the Blood and Guts
Mhm.
match, which has been confirmed
Yeah.
for a Dynamite in November. Um,
November 12th.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie did finally get the win, so
She did.
Tekla has been pinned,
Yes.
but it
Which
felt
like
earned.
it did feel earned. And what a run for Tekla. I mean, like, she debuted. She's since been featured on every pay-per-view since. I, you cannot complain. She's really come in and made her mark, started a bunch of feuds, caused some problems. As she should. Good for her. But yeah, an excellent pin, well earned. Some really fun spots in this. The um when Jamie's up in the top turnbuckle and Tekla does her tree of woe, comes back up in the crunch, which scares me every time because she shouldn't have that core strength. That's so scary. and goes for the hit like she normally does, but Jamie scouted it, catches her. Wonderful. Love it. Love when you can
She
tell.
she should just find a submission move that works and isn't one that's illegal. Because all of her submission moves are illegal because they're in the ropes. Because that leg power, she could just crush a person's neck.
Oh yeah. She has some really cool like chokes and things, but yeah, that tarantula in the ropes is so cool though. Like I know it's illegal, but actually I think she should keep it forever. It looks so nasty every time.
It's great. It's just that my brain's like, "Well, it's not going to win you the match, is it?"
She's just making a point, playing with her food. It's fine. And it's such a like little thing, but what I really like about Tekla is she will hold on till 5. Most other heels will let go when they're warned, like break it. She'll be like, no, it's the I've got till 5 without having to say it. She's just like, I know I've got till 5. Why would I bother?
And she's very chatty in her matches. Not in a gay she's
Love
calling spots, in that she's just
No, no,
constantly
just
chatting shit.
constantly for no reason at all. It's so delightful. Um, I suspect it was a she was probably always like this, but I suspect it's a habit born out of Stardom where a Japanese speaking audience would not understand her, so she's like, "Yeah, I might as well have some fun."
Oh, my
Um,
favorite example of that is when John Moxley cut a promo in Japan, and
yeah.
he's from Ohio.
Yep.
They all just shouted back. And it's like he's meant to be an intense guy, and the crowd are like, "Oh, he said hello." And then he's like, "What?"
What do you mean? Be quiet.
It's great.
Oh, delightful. But yeah, there's a clip of one of Tekla's matches with Mina and Stardom going around, and like that they're doing a spot in the top turnbuckle, and Tekla's climbing up, and you can hear her going, "Make some space for me, baby, coming up," and I'm like, "Why are you just chatting?" like fair play to her. She must have excellent cardio to be able to just like keep up a running commentary as she's
She
doing
just
these
really
intense
enjoys herself.
I think it's beautiful. She's gonna have such a great time in Blood and Guts, I fear.
But, you got to find a way to make work fun.
And she's doing great at it.
Um, yeah. So we've got a Tekla pin on
Yes.
Hayter. Hayter's face. We only have one heel champion.
Hmm. Funny.
We'll see how long that lasts for. Because
Yes.
they've got blood and guts first.
Yes. Which teams are starting to come together. So we're looking at, I would assume, Jamie, Aminata. I would suspect maybe Willow and Harley. Then Triangle of Madness. And I assume Megan and Penelope, probably.
Yeah. And Sky
Seems as if
Blue's going to be watching, crying that she's not in the match.
no, Sky's in. Sky's in the triangle. She'll be there.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I forget which
She'll
of
be
the.
delighted.
Yes. I keep on.
Um,
They all. Sometimes you forget which one's which.
yeah,
Just
fair.
occasionally. Because they've all got
So
goth makeovers now.
we've got a spot for another face, which I'm curious who that'll be. Um, we don't talk about the weekly TV, but events on the weekly TV have made me suspect that it might, in fact, be Toni, which I would be delighted about because she's one of the
Interesting.
best bleeders in that company. So if you're going to put her in
She
Blood and
does.
Guts,
Yeah. I mean, women's plunder matches in AEW are always great.
yeah.
So, um,
So we love it.
we've got more women's matches to get to, so we
We
should
do.
start.
A revolutionary amount of women's matches in this card. Delightful,
Mind
frankly.
blowing amount of women's wrestling. I thought that one of them was just going to be an angle, and it
Squash.
wasn't. It was a fucking match.
No, it was great.
Right. Next up, we have the reunited Jurassic Express, Jack Perry and Luchasaurus,
Yes,
fighting the
indeed.
Young Bucks for 500k.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't understand. They're not running around the ring. That was
Listen,
that was the worst joke I've ever made.
I just think that the Broke Bucks is the best gimmick they've ever done. Like,
Yeah,
This has legs. They can carry this as long as they want to. It's deeply funny. Them
it's great.
playing with the Tron all the time makes me laugh. The lower thirds are killing me. I believe this one was the $32.17 bucks because that's their bank balance. Delightful all round. And also great way to justify these like money matches that Tony Khan likes to do.
I
Cool.
don't get them. They're getting paid to wrestle. That's their job. I don't know why you've got to give them bonuses all the time. It doesn't make any sense,
I think it's
Tony.
funny. It makes me giggle. I like the kayfabe of it. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it, do more. Why not?
Um, yeah. I am the worst kind of wrestling fan because I liked the founding fathers gimmick, and I could have watched that for 2 years.
I also like the founding fathers gimmick, but the Brokebats are giving me a lot of joy at the minute.
They absolutely, and it's given them an excuse to restart being the elite
Yeah,
and do their
exactly.
skits, um, which I've
Which
never
is
been a
excellent.
big
I love
fan
being
of,
the Oh no,
but
I
I
think it's
understand the
pretty fun.
importance.
Yeah.
Um, yes, good. Young Bucks always put on good matches.
Yeah.
Weird that, and despite what the internet
Yeah.
says, they're really good at telling stories.
They sure are. And this has been a really fun one. Nice to see Jurassic Express back. Glad they got a win here, which I kind of figured because you keep this broke box gimmick going, and also you let Jurassic Express get the big win.
I
Um,
do think it's weird that Luchasaurus cares about the money. Like,
well, I
he's a
just don't understand
dinosaur.
what a dinosaur's going to do with the money, frankly. He did well. He got lumbered with the bag of it, and he did sort of seem a bit confused. So maybe he just didn't really understand what it was.
Oh, I took it as that he was confused because he thought that Jack was going to give them the money anyway. That's what I
I
thought
mean,
was
also
going on.
possible. Which Jack gave them a little bit of the money.
Yeah.
It gave off like, there you go. There's your pocket money for doing a good job, which I did enjoy.
I found it interesting
Mhm.
that Jack Perry tried to kind of reach out to the Young Bucks. I think
Yes.
we are going back to we're on a journey. We don't know how long this journey is going to take for Kenny Omega, so for Kenny Page and the Young Bucks to come back together as a unit.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen eventually, but I don't think MD's in any rush. I think
yeah,
everything that everyone is doing has legs right now.
yeah,
But it's nice to sow the seeds of that early so that when they do eventually go back to it, it doesn't feel ham-fisted. Like there's a path to it, which is
yeah.
nice. Um, and nice
For
to
a
see
man,
that Jack Perry kind of isn't a full babyface. Like he's
yes,
kind of still a bit of an asshole, and that's
yeah.
fine.
And I like that. They've been doing that more and more, that, like,
Hmm.
people are keeping their characterization and then
Yes.
slowly morphing out of it. Arguably, Toni Storm went from being a chicken shit heel to the best
Yes, she
women's
does.
wrestler on the poster in over, like, a
Yep.
year, and it's why we care so much about the story.
Yeah.
For a man who's almost died, which I still think that commentaries never put over as well as they could
No.
have, Luchasaurus is the best wrestler in the fucking world. Like, how does
So
he
good.
do it?
I know. Like watching him like toss Jack Perry about and hit the moves he does, I'm like, you know what? Absolutely fair play. Because like you say, he almost died.
No wonder they gave a dinosaur a PhD. Like, of course.
Yeah.
Why would sorry,
You
master's
would, wouldn't
degree.
you? A
Yeah.
master's. But yes.
Um, yeah. Great match. They try to reach out to the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks reject them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
does Kenny come down? Am I misremembering things?
Um, it's a great question.
There are blind spots on this pay per view.
Yeah. I don't remember. I'm
Kenny was
guilty.
on the card at some point because he was meant to have a match with Andrade, which didn't happen because Andrade
Yes.
can't wrestle for a year.
Yes. On account of the everything.
Yeah. Maybe I'm misremembering and I'm thinking about Dynamite. Anyway, we'll move on and we'll just pretend that the story just happened to end and nothing else
Yep.
happened. Um, because now we get to talk about the story that's definitely over, right? This is definitely the end of the feud. This cannot continue after this match. For the
cannot
love of God,
continue.
please, Tony, end the storyline, please.
We cannot continue, I swear. And yet.
So, yeah, the Hurt Syndicate of Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP versus The Demand, the worst faction name in AEW.
It's not great. I really thought Triangle of Madness was going to be it, but no. Here comes The Demand.
I love Triangle of Madness. That's the kind of thing I would call.
I have warmed to it. The more they say it, the more I'm like, okay, yeah.
It's a throwback name, really. It's very like 80s wrestling, Triangle of Madness, but I love it.
Is.
So yeah, Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toliona. This was not as good as their previous match.
No, which like I don't understand. Like, okay, the booking here, baffling.
Yeah.
Why did we go from a trios street fight to a tornado trios regular match? Like, I don't understand the concept. Like, if you were going to do that, you do it the other way around, right? You do the tornado trios and then you do the blow-off street fight on the pay-per-view. And then you end the feud.
I guess. If we ignore Dynamite, the idea is that actually they're using this to end the storyline and set up another storyline for the Hurt Syndicate, which is the trios belts. So you can't have a number one contendership for the trios belt that's a street fight. It has to be a straight
but in which
match.
case I simply wouldn't have done the street fight beforehand. I would have just done a regular trios match, then made this the tornado trios match to make it a little bit different, and still had the number one contendership step on it.
Despite this match being worse than the last one, this one had less MVP.
Yeah. I honestly thought that maybe what was going to happen here was the angle was going to be that the Hurt Syndicate would come out, except MVP would be in full suit and they would debut a new member of the Hurt Syndicate, and MVP wouldn't wrestle. And that's what I thought would maybe happen here, would maybe be the way to make it different. But no. MVP was there. And this is not to shade MVP. I like him a lot. I think he's a wonderful manager. He's great. I just don't get why we're doing this.
So, at the risk of making an unpopular opinion, I think that MVP is I respect him and his history and how he got into the industry. I think he's awful as a manager because he won't let anyone else speak. That's why the MJF MVP partnership didn't work, because MVP could not let anyone else get the last word, even when the promo was quite clearly over. I think he's not Jericho bad, but I'm like, if he keeps at it, I'm going to be on the anti-MVP train.
Not quite as noticeable with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, who are not huge talkers right now. It's like it's not quite as egregious as it could be.
No, he works for that unit, but when he's interacting with other factions, you're like, because he's so intense and he plays it's real. He refuses to like play into the story of it.
Yeah, I get you.
Or that's how I see it anyway. But yeah, I could watch Shelton Benjamin wrestle Finn Air and I'd be happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, here's the thing: if Shelton Benjamin likes you, Shelton Benjamin is going to bump for you like crazy, and it looks great.
It's really nice that one person on that team bumps for you.
Well, it sure is, because the others
aren't gonna.
They're not gonna. But if Shelton likes you, he'll give you a good bump about it.
The thing is, Bishop Khan and Toliona are really talented, and like this feud has shown that they're talented.
It is really funny to me that Shelton Benjamin has looked at Toliona and been like, "I like this guy. I'll bump for him." Like, okay, sure, he's very talented, but strange choice.
Yeah, they're like this unit is like, okay, they're all really good, but Ricochet is so far and above character-wise from these two.
Yeah.
they're just faceless mooks.
Yeah.
And it's not helping them. Anyway,
No.
I mean, I guess they are mid-card fodder for Hurt
Sure.
Syndicate until Tony can figure out a storyline for them where they can win something properly.
Yeah.
Which doesn't then
And
damage the division they win.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the trios belts eventually.
Well, they've got the number one contendership. I'm sure nothing happened on Dynamite that might fuck that up.
Definitely nothing. No.
So next up, we're going to move into Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship. I know you're not the biggest Briscoe fan.
No.
This was fine.
Yeah.
I think if you're not going to give him a belt, don't do this match.
Yeah. We're 5 matches deep in this feud now. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
Kale and Mark, they wrestle together very, very well. They have very good ring chemistry. So I understand letting them hash it out a few times. But we're 5 matches deep and nothing has changed. So you let it rest for a while. You come back to it if you want to belt up Briscoe once Fletcher's done with the TNT. We just don't need to be doing this again, you know?
That's it. If you want to give, this is the wrong time for this to be the pay-per-view match, especially since they've been having this match a lot, because Briscoe just beat MJF.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're not putting the belt on him, don't take away the shine, because you're going to have to rebuild him if you want to put the title on him.
Yeah.
And
And also, like, Kale's beat him. Like, it's fine. We can just move on from it. And I understand that, like, technically they had 2 wins each going into this, so it could have got... Sure. But most people who have watched AEW regularly can tell at this point that Fletcher's TNT reign is not finished.
Yeah.
Like, there is more he can do with that belt. There's more he will do with that belt. So I just feel like this was kind of... the wrong time for this. I could see this further down the line, let the feud breathe a little bit, give them some space apart, let them circle back to each other. I
It's also
also
24
think
minutes
it ran
long.
too long.
Yeah.
It's too long. It's too long. You could have taken, like, 10 minutes off this.
The next match could have done with those 10 minutes. Not that...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not that I'm biased, but
Yeah.
I just think even take, like, 7 minutes off this, it did not need to be running for 24 minutes.
I agree. This
Almost
was
25. Like, it's too long. It's too long.
It's the third longest match on the card. It's longer than the Young Bucks match. That's what? That's what?
Crazy.
Yeah. They need to start giving Kyle Fletcher challenges on his level, because they have put him quite up in terms of their star power, and he is bloody good. But, like, because Okada and Takeshita are feuding over the Intercontinental Combined Mega Champion, whatever it's called, the TNT just feels so lost in the waters.
Yeah.
And, like, it's a Dynamite belt. So keep it on Dynamite.
And also, just like, we need to start establishing a healthy roster of competitors for things. And I don't even necessarily mean sign more people, have more people in the roster. You just need more people moving about rather than locking them in 5 match feuds that go on for months. Like, feud and done. Let's keep it moving, lads. Like,
keep it moving, and let's stop growing the Doncast family before it becomes its own promotion.
Truly.
Right, so here we'll get into the big beefy bit now. Kris Statlander versus timeless Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship.
Yeah. Firstly, still feels wrong seeing Toni come out without that title belt on. It feels weird. It also feels weird because she started wearing plain gear, which I assume is to accentuate the lack of belt because she feels lost without it, right? A character worker, we love her. But it feels weird. I'm like, you've forgotten something, you've left something behind. Like,
Yeah.
it's strange. It's strange to see her without it. And I don't mean that as a slight to Kris, who I love, my close personal friend, Kris Statlander.
No, please.
But it's just very strange.
She'll have a belt before long. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Trust. I believe.
We've got 2 opening videos for this. Kris
Yes.
Statlander talks about her decline and stuff. And
Mhm.
it's a really good video. But the final line didn't feel like the final line of the promo.
Yeah.
The delivery on it was like, ah! And it
It was
didn't
like, and
work.
I'm done.
And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
So the issue is, right, Stan is getting a lot better on the mic. She's finding her feet. She's finding a lot of confidence. Again, this week on Dynamite, she got to speak. It sounded much better. She's figuring it out, which I'm really glad for.
Oh, I'm talking about a Toni Storm photo in her video.
Oh, sure.
The one
Yeah.
that was in the black and white and stuff. And
Oh,
like,
sure, yeah.
it was just weirdly, the edit at the end was weird. I was
The
like,
edit was weird.
I'd taken the take for that, boys.
But yeah, my point still
Yeah.
stands. Like, Stat has always had like a lot of critique for her mic work, and I think it's getting better. But generally speaking, the issue is if you're only okay with on the mic and they put you in a feud against Toni Storm, you just have to do better. You just have to do better.
And we got a Kris Statlander video where they introduced her like a character from a 90s cartoon show. And you
Yeah.
heard the opening bars of like a 90s Saturday morning TV show theme song for Kris Statlander. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be an amazing new theme. Let's go! And then it just stopped. And we got her
And you're
old
like,
theme
oh,
back. And I'm like, what the
okay.
fuck, Toni? That is the biggest own goal I've ever seen in AEW. You could have that could have been amazing.
Especially because like the character dynamic going into this of like hard-boiled noir detective Toni Storm that she's kind of running with right now versus like 80s space fantasy like sci-fi empress Kris Statlander. Excellent. Beautiful work. And it was just kind of the concept was there and they just didn't take it all the way, which like
Yeah. They need to decide
they
on
decide whether they're
Statlander.
Stat. Yeah. And I don't mind her bringing the alien stuff back if she's synthesizing it with what she's been doing recently, because I think like there's room for that to work. It's not full goof, like she's not booking people, whatever. But we got to commit, and she is committing a lot more than she has, which I like.
Yeah. Even if it's not the alien gimmick, it's like the galactic vibe. Like she has to feel bigger than the space.
Yes.
And having 2 men walk out and take a crowd off.
Weird.
What it?
Yeah, I was like, why are we doing this? And like, also, right.
Who are these men?
Who are these men? And also, if anyone was going to have like minions come out and give like take the gear, do whatever, herald her arrival, Kris Statlander should have women. Like Kris Statlander should have women do that. Like Mercedes having little twinks as her belt boys is fine. Toni having Luther is fine because she bullies him all the time. That's
Luther's
fine too.
Great. I miss Luther. Where's Luther?
Mercedes killed him. I miss Luther too. But if you are going to have like heralds that you respect who you are bullying as Kris Statlander, they should be women. And frankly, it would have been less of an ick.
Or just
I
like
also think
not hot men with no shirts on.
Yeah, at least make them like interesting looking. Sorry to those men, I don't know you, but
listen, I will say the quality of men on this for entrances in this pay-per-view was better than the last one. Last time they had some real tricks who had no definition at all. And you're like,
Very funny.
"Ooh, I wouldn't have agreed to do that, my friend. You look a bit like I did before I got fat." Oh.
Uh,
Anyway, sorry. This match was a match of 3 parts.
yes.
Part 1, gonna wrestle.
Yeah.
It was kind of about like Toni trying to do a proper wrestle,
Yeah.
and it wasn't working.
It wasn't working. Stat has a size advantage, Stat has a strength advantage. It's Toni going, "Oh, okay, not gonna work. Let's switch tacks here." The issue with this is, firstly, this is an insane place to put this match on the card. Like, you've put them in the dead spot in the middle. So, like, immediately you have very little crowd reaction. And, like, it's not entirely their fault. Like, you are in the dead zone, and that's just how it is. But then to be in the dead zone and then to start with a section of technical wrestling, which I really like, but is not a crowd popper, felt
I
strange.
I love this match on
Yes.
a paper level. Like I was watching it and going, "Oh, this is a proper." They are making Statlander look like someone who deserves to have that belt. It's exactly
Yes.
what we talked about last show. It was an epic story. Like start with the technical, then they move into doing the big moves, and Toni just has to throw herself at Statlander to try and counter. It doesn't quite work. And then the third act is like desperation and
Yep.
like the Tony's hunt like is trying to be murdered.
Yes.
And
Like
it was
she's looking for her murder. And like it works. Watching this match by itself, it works. In the pay-per-view, it's in the wrong spot. It's it just I just think, what do I think? Realistically, I think possibly the tag match that comes after these two matches could have gone here.
or and it's unfortunate for it would be unfortunate for Jamie and Thekla. You
This
switch and
opens.
put this and the Moné match as the opening, and you
Yeah,
put the Thekla match here because I
sure.
think the Thekla match is easier for a crowd to get into than
Yeah,
this is.
yeah.
This was like Tony Khan's been calling John Moxley Harley Race. This was a
This was
Harley Race
Harley
match.
Race. Yeah. And I love it. But it's just I just wish it had been placed differently, and I think it would have gotten over a lot better.
Yeah.
And I wish they'd had more time.
I wish they'd have a different finish.
Yes. And I don't even know what I want the finish to be, because again, in isolation, I really like the finish.
I
But
think
I
it has
just,
to be kicking her head off.
yeah.
I think
Or like, I
I
think it just had to be a much more impactful. Like, I really like
yeah.
Stats finisher generally, but I think it had to be something where like you look at it and you think, oh fuck, you've killed her. Like,
The problem is the submission move was too long, and I think they missed a spot during
yeah,
it. Something seemed to have gone wrong on it,
yeah.
and I think if you don't finish it in the submission, which they
Hmm.
didn't because they had to go back into a finisher to do it, right? Or was
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah,
No, they had the submission for a while, and then it was
you
the
have to
cradle
have
tombstone.
another. Yeah, you have to have another sequence of like back and forth finishers, and then
Hmm.
one finisher that just makes it look like Tony cannot get up.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a long sequence. I just think, honestly, I think probably it should have been Stat should have hit her regular finisher.
Yeah,
Tony should have kicked out. Or it like the pin didn't even take like 20 pops back up, whatever. Stat tries to hit her other finisher because she has two like pin finishers that would have worked. That doesn't work, and then it's Chris going, right, fuck it, she has to die. And you get like whatever brutal spot you want to do that will make the audience sit up and go, "Oh my god, okay."
I'd have done some sort of avalanche finisher on the from the ring
Off
post.
the ropes, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tony, call us. We've got ideas. Listen,
We have ideas.
Bex is trained somewhat to be a wrestler, and I'm good at stories.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Generally, there's a lot to like in this match. I think it's a very good match. The way Kris counters that Storm Zero was revolutionary. I am a Storm Zero hater and always have been. It is the least protected finisher in the world. She has to use about 12 to put anyone away anyway, so I don't know why we're still doing it. But at the very least, at least Kris didn't just kick out of it. Toni puts her in for the Storm Zero, drops her for the pile driver, and Kris just puts her hands down and
yeah.
braces and bounces out of it. And Toni's like, what the fuck? Because no one's ever done that.
It did kill the Storm Zero. You're like, hold a minute. Why doesn't everyone do that? That's such a simple way to get out of it.
Well, the Storm Zero's been dead to me for years, so it doesn't matter. I need her to bring back that Ruby cutter that she used against Mercedes, because that's beautiful. Anyway, I digress. So I like that spot. I did like, as much as I do think you're probably right, and they possibly did miss the spot where they were meant to end the submission. I enjoyed Toni committing to her character and ending that match by lying in the submission, going, "Just fucking kill me," like screaming. You could hear it.
Yeah.
Delightful.
Oh, an idea came into my head and now it's gone. Oh dear. Oh no.
No.
The other thing that didn't help the crowd on this is the dynamic, because it's face versus face,
It's face versus face.
and because Statlander has been so, I'll call it an eggy character because we don't know where she's been standing. It suffers because the crowd are like, well, we kind of just want to cheer Toni because she's Toni Storm, and then you've got a part of the crowd going, well, we'll cheer for Kris Statlander because we like Kris Statlander,
Yep.
but we all know that Toni Storm is Toni Storm.
Yeah. Like the Toni Mercedes match, All In, you had a split crowd and that both of them were getting chants.
Yeah.
But it felt more in the sense of the people who were chanting Mercedes because they like to watch her wrestle. They were still aware that she's working heel, right?
Yeah.
Whereas here, it felt more like a split crowd and that they were more confused into who they should root for. Because, like, the thing about Toni Storm is you kind of always want her to get what she wants. Even when, like, your brain knows, like, logically going into this, I was like, she shouldn't win this belt back. Like, this is her getting pinned clean, putting Kris over as champion. That's what's happening here. And yet, you watch her and it's really hard to not go, oh, but she should get what she wants, though. Which is fine when she's working against a heel.
Yeah.
It's just when you do face versus face matches, you're just kind of like, ugh, but, you know.
Yeah. I get why they didn't turn Toni heel, because they've got another story to tell with Mina.
Yeah.
But
No,
you really
turning Toni heel would have been a mistake, but I think they had to, like, more
there's the world
clearly.
way you can make it work.
There is a way you can make it work, but, like, I think at this stage, based on where I see her going, I understand why they didn't. But I think they needed a more clearly established dynamic. Like, if you were going to go with the angle where it's like pure respect, they're just having the fight to have the fight, that's fine. But it wasn't quite that. It was sort of that, but not quite.
Yeah. What we're saying is we liked it, but we would like this even if it was bad and would try to justify it. And this
Correct.
wasn't
Yeah.
bad,
No,
but
it was a very
it
good
could have
match.
done more.
This is one of those matches, right, where I watched it and I'm like, this was very good wrestling. Was this the way I would have told this story? No.
Well, talking of telling this story, with the risk
Also,
of waste.
actually, before we move on,
Okay, go ahead.
the fact they didn't kiss, criminal.
Okay, fair enough.
Because why didn't they?
Yeah. Okay, well, if they can't have blood in whatever black country water, maybe they can't have kissing either.
Maybe.
Um, uh, okay, so at the end of this match, Toni goes away. Statlander's in the
In
ring, and then
disgrace. Yep.
Moné's music hits, and she's like, "Get out of my ring!" And there's like a moment of like, "Oh no, are they going to get Statlander to attack Moné and start the open challenge, and Moné's going to win the belt here?" Which would
Would
have
have been
been
crazy.
the worst
A
decision possible.
terrible decision. The worst booking decision you could have made. Doesn't happen, thankfully.
So then we get Mina Shirakawa coming out, which I'm like, you could have had her come out before this point to look after Toni
Yeah.
and then decide to do the open challenge.
Yeah.
So, but I get why they didn't, because we didn't know who it was going to
Sure.
be. Because if it, so she's currently interim ROH Women's World Television Champion, which is different from the World Championship,
Which
and
is
that's
Athena.
just bad naming.
It is. It's bad naming.
So Statlander just leaves.
Yep.
Okay, I get it. She's just had a match. It makes sense for her not to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get this whole match, which is another great Moné Mina match. It is the middle portion of the Statlander Toni match, but for 16 minutes. It's big moves all the way through, and a little bit of like dancing at each other because they both have a dance. But for the most part, it's a bang. Honestly, the crowd were more into this match because this match was just energy all the way through.
This was big spots. They didn't really slow it down much.
So then Moné wins.
Yeah.
Getting another belt. So now she's up to 11. She's up to 12 by the next. I think Monday she's at 12.
The following day, she goes up to Canada and wins another belt. Like, to be fair, workhorse, because she defended the CMLL title in Mexico the day before Wrestledream. She wrestles in Wrestledream. The next day she wins in Canada. So, like, fair play.
And then Statlander comes back out to face her.
Yeah.
So we're leading to another Moné versus the champion match.
Yes, and which has now been confirmed for Full Gear.
Has it been confirmed to be for both belts?
No, it's only for the women's world title.
I don't know what we're doing here, boys.
Because if they did it for both belts, they would have to do winner takes all. And if they did winner takes all, then we have the problem of 14 belt Kris Statlander.
Because we just need to get the TBS off Moné.
Yes. And I understand why we got to here without her dropping the TBS. Fine. But now we're here. And I'm like, where do we go now? And to be fair, she is starting to fray. She had to cheat to win against Mina. Like
eye poke, yeah.
Yeah, she eye poked to win against Mina. She was losing her mind throughout that match because everyone has her scouted. She doesn't look in a successful Moné maker at all. Mina gets a rope break where, to be fair to her, Mercedes has some of the best expressions in the business because she looked like she was ready to have a world-class tantrum. So, like, it is starting to fray. It's starting to come apart. And I think what we're going to do, and I don't love that we're having to repeat the story beat, but I guess it makes sense, right? Because she faced Toni at All In. Her and Toni had never had a singles match. Toni won. So, if I'm Mercedes, I can rationalize that as it's just Toni, right? I just can't beat Toni. Fine. Whatever. Gonna go get some more belts, fill the hole in my heart for losing. It'll be okay. I'm still the best. I come back, Kris Statlander's world champion. Wonderful. I've pinned Kris Statlander twice. That's not a problem. I can do it. So she's going to have this match against Kris. Kris should win here. Kris should win. This should be her getting one over in Mercedes. And Mercedes should realize at that point, oh fuck, I just can't win the world title. Like, I just can't do it. Because, like, that's the beat we're going for, right? Is that she's so split in her focus that she can't win the big one, and she never will until she's able to focus it all on that. But it's taken a hot second to get there.
What I would have done, and this is the worst choice. In that first face-off,
Yeah.
as the match is about, before the person who comes out to face Moné comes out, and let's have Statlander hit with a finisher and leave. So then, whoever comes out wins the TBS title.
Would be funny.
That's what I would have done, because the length of it is done. And they've not built anyone up to beat Moné. Like, no one on the roster is in that position because she's not. Because for the last year, she's been having great matches, but they are all showcase matches with individuals, half of which are not from the company.
Yes. Which I'm looking forward and looking at, like, what's setting up. I see two potential diverging paths, both of which I'm okay with. And that realistically, I think at this point, it's Willow or Athena.
Athena
as it stands right now.
Yes.
As it stands right now, I think that's where we go. Which is fine. I just, at the very least, I hope the TBS is off her by World's End.
Yeah,
like I just don't think we can go into 2026 with Mercedes Moné still as the TBS champion.
I was convinced it was going to be for both belts, and they were going to give Statlander both belts, because Statlander.
Well, my issue when they ran Mercedes Toni and when they're running this is it locks up both of your singles titles in one program, and that's always my issue with double champions, because realistically, you're not going to have a wrestler pull double duty on a pay-per-view.
Oh, I fucking love that. That's my favourite thing. I love people defending both belts on the same night.
Oh, yeah,
it's great.
Absolutely. But I'm just like, odds are you're less likely to get them doing that. So I'm like, I just don't want both championships on one person, because I'm like, it just ties up too many things. And the TBS has been locked up for so long that I'm like, we got to just keep it moving.
Which is why I thought this is the perfect place to do it. Because then you can still do Moné versus Statlander, because she's pissed that she made her lose the TBS.
Yeah.
And you get the TBS off Moné and onto someone else.
Yeah. But I think the first time Mercedes challenges for the world title without the TBS, she has to win it.
Yes, I guess.
And if you did it at Full Gear, you've made Kris as transitional champion, and it's going to suck for everyone.
Yeah. I forgot to do this last time. But do you know who the other TBS champions are?
Most of them.
Did you know that the third person to hold this belt, of the 5 people who've held this belt, the third person to hold this belt was Julia Hart?
Yeah.
It's insane to me. I did this last time and I forgot to bring it up on the podcast. I was like, who the hell else had the TBS title? Because I know Cargill had it. The belt was made for Cargill. I know that Kris Statlander beat her. I was like, well, I know that Moné didn't beat Statlander, so who the hell held it between there and then? And I couldn't figure it out. So I Googled it and went,
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart held this belt?
Yeah, for 155 days. Like, it was not a short reign.
It's longer than women's reign.
Yeah, Willow gets it for 35 days, and then Mercedes takes it off her. Which is why, if they do want to circle back and give it back to Willow, I'm not against it. I'm very much okay with that.
Anyway, the TBS titles, what a belt, you know?
However, it's just like, as soon as Mina came out and it was Mina, I was like, oh, they're getting that ROH title off Mina to free Mina up for the tag tournament. Like, that's what's happening.
But Moné's in the tag tournament.
She is. Mina is in the tag tournament, but I don't. Do I see them getting beat in the first round? Probably not.
Yes.
Possibly. Um, but Mercedes and Athena are not going to the finals of that tournament.
Yeah,
God
they
bless.
can't. They have to go out first.
Well, it's also like they don't like each other, so we're gonna get a Takeshita Okada of like something's gonna go wrong and they're gonna turn on each other. Like that's just how it's gonna go, which will be great and lovely. But yeah,
Yeah. We
honestly,
started talking about this.
my suspicions are that they took the belt off Mina because they intend for her and Toni to be the inaugural tag champs.
Yeah, they have to be.
Yeah, like Toni
I'm
Storm should
pretty sure
always be wearing gold in this company, and it's going
we
to
start.
immediately elevate those tag belts.
We started talking about this match. I think before the 20-minute mark. It's now an hour and 5. But that's because the
Right?
storyline was a bunch, and there was 2 matches, and there was a bunch of nonsense here. But you brought up the Takeshita and Okada dynamic, so
Yes,
we should probably finally move on
we
to.
shall.
And I forgot to move on to the Moné. Anyway, one day I'll get this PowerPoint right.
It'll be fine.
Brodido, Bandido, and Brody King, the
Ugh,
champions versus Don Car's family of Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita.
yes.
Love this one. This thi-
Yeah. So fun.
this is a great match.
Yeah. Yeah. I
The
actually
story of
have
this
very
match.
little to say. Excellent.
The story of this match is Takeshita and Okada are jealous of each other and they hate each other's guts, and
Yeah.
they're trying to win the tag belts, and they are their own worst enemies. Like
Yeah. They hate each
Brodido,
other. They don't want to be in that ring together. God bless.
Brodido are great and they do capitalize on their mistakes.
Yeah.
But Bandido of Brodido is injured, which means that the boys have an advantage because one of them's Okada and one of them's Takeshita, arguably 2 of the greatest wrestlers of the modern era from Japan, if not the
Ba-
world.
Bandido's not injured.
Is he
That
not injured?
shoulder, that shoulder's a work.
I'm talking about in storyline. The whole match is built around the fact he can't do his moves.
It is, but I think it's a very fun work, and that it was a work for the CMLL match he did, and AEW just went, "Yeah, we'll keep selling that." It just kept it going.
I do love the continuity between CMLL and AEW. Like they do
Yes,
a really good job. Like they I know that they had a relationship with AAA, and then AAA decided that they didn't want a relationship anymore when they decided to let their champions win AEW belts, immediately drop them and move to WWE, which I think
yes.
fair. Tony Khan would go, actually, guys, maybe don't do that. Um,
Maybe we don't do that, but fine, okay.
uh, but CMML has done all their people who've come in have been impressive and felt like their own
Yeah,
yeah, it's a really great partnership. And like this tag team came from that CMLL arena show,
yeah.
and the connection between these 2 guys is just incredible.
It's lovely. This is kind of the power of friendship defeats the evil Don Callis family.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of the vibe here, which is beautiful.
yeah. But great match. By match wise, from the Tony match to the next match after this, I loved these 4 matches on
Yeah,
paper. Like I didn't really care about the crowd because I think if the crowd's wrong, the crowd's wrong. Uh,
yeah. Sometimes a crowd is just wrong, is the thing.
um, but yeah, this is great, and we're building up to the Okada Takeshita match, which I'm going to cream my pants watching. I mean,
It's
it's
gonna
just going to
be
be
incredible. That
it's
spot
poetry in
where
motion.
Okada accidentally hits Takeshita and is like, sorry, but has like the Cheshire cat going about it. I'm like, oh boys, what are you like?
Um,
And I'm
yes,
just glad to see Brodido get this. like good run with the tag belts. They're incredible. They're such a lovely team. The tag division in AEW feels stronger than it has in a long time.
And not much has changed.
Not much has changed, but it's just like I feel like there's more attention being paid to it.
It's just
There's
the belts aren't being held hostage.
the belts aren't being held hostage. There's a little bit of fresh blood in the scene, enough to keep it interesting. Like, yeah, I would not be surprised in future to see a Jet Speed tag title run, which would be lovely. Like, it just feels like it's in a much more positive space right now, which is very good.
Yeah. People who are not in positive spaces, it's Samoa Joe and Hangman Adam Page.
Sure is.
So this all started because Hangman pushed Joe, and then Joe lost his tiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow.
Look, sometimes you've just had it. Sometimes you've just had it, all right?
Yeah, somehow. Because it's Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe is just magic. He's the most intense guy in the world. You're like, oh my god, he could beat Hangman.
Yeah. It's like it was one of those matches where you go in going, I know the result of this, but it'll be a good match. And then this match is 19 minutes? Somewhere around like the 11, 12-minute mark, you're like, oh my god, Joe might do it. And then it ends and he doesn't do it, and you're like, of course he didn't. But you had me for a bit.
Joe is the greatest wrestler in the world for going, okay, we need someone to challenge our champion. Who is in the upper mid card who we can make a champion contender? Joe. Just put Joe in there, and Joe will cut 2 promos, and you'll go, Jesus Christ, this is the best feud all year.
Put the belt on this man. Like, actually,
maybe
he should win.
Yeah. He's going to make it look good anyway.
Yeah. It was like 1 angle, 2 promos, and I was like, oh my god, incredible.
Yeah. The best spot of this match was the walkaway spot on the outside. That was incredible.
Moonsault. The walkaway spot is one of my favorites of all time. It is so good every time. It's how furious Hanger looks when he sees that Joe's done the walkaway spot on him. Beautiful. Incredible all around.
So yeah, this was an intense. These 2 men beat each other up because it's Joe, and what else are you going to do? Joe doesn't necessarily play heel in this match. He's just intense. No. And then after Hangers does the 3 back-to-back, what's this freaking move called?
Buckshot. The buckshot lariat.
Buckshot lariat. There you go.
Yeah, it takes 3 of them to put Joe down.
Yeah.
Which crazy.
And then afterwards, the Ops turn heel and attack Hangman.
Yes, they do. Thoughts?
2 of them, I'm fine with. Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs.
I was going to say, it's Shibata, isn't it?
I can't boo Shibata.
Too late, you're going to have to. Boo the wrestler Shibata.
He's the wrestler Shibata. The man shouldn't be in the ring, let alone turning heel. Someone
joked that they should do a videotape of them putting an evil brain in Shibata. Like, they just are like, oh, gotta put the evil one in. I'm like, yeah, that's how it works.
They just open a closet and there's a bunch of Shibatas in it ready. They pull out a new Shibata.
Evil Shibata, yeah.
They open him up. There's a bionic mod, he's a cyborg underneath. That's the only way to explain how he's still there.
He's got a little, yeah, he's got a little spectrum dial that you could just slide all the way to heal.
It turns. They don't get it go all the way. He turns into Italian Buzz Lightyear for a second.
Exactly. Oh man. Oh, delightful. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people be like, I don't want to boo Shibata. Like, Shibata shouldn't be heel, but hey, what are you gonna do?
He wrestles like a heel because he just kicks the shit out of you. But like, we all know his history, and if you haven't, it's just like it's like It's like when Luchasaurus came back from the dead and he was still a heel. You were like, no, because this man almost died.
Yeah, I don't want to boo this man who almost died. Like, that
Like,
feels weird.
when he came back, we all went, oh my god, it's Luchasaurus, because he almost died.
But then everyone just continued to call him Luchasaurus anyway, so
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Samoa Joe is one of the all-timer heels. He works so well as a heel.
Oh. Yeah.
So, like, I'm not mad about this. And I do think the ops were starting to get a little bit stale.
Oh.
Like, the ops were kind of doing nothing.
They're boring as hell. And this is way more interesting.
This is much more interesting. People will probably boo Shibata if only because Joe will get them over as terrible and evil.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm not against it.
It'll do wonders for Powerhouse as well, because, like...
Oh, Powerhouse is going to do great out of this, I think.
Things to do again.
Yeah. Beautiful. So, like, yeah, I'm good with this heel turn. I think it's fun. And I don't want to discuss it, but I know Joe's mentioned retiring soon. And
Well,
I'm like...
his one true love, AJ Styles, is also retiring next year.
Yeah. And, like, if you're going to retire, you're one of the best heels in the business. Go out strong, man. Like, have, like, a monster heel run for a bit. Throw the belt on him for a bit. I don't know, but, like...
Oh, as much as he's one of those people you could put the belt on and I would have no problem with, and I bet a lot of other people wouldn't. I think because he was the champion at World's End in that storyline, it's forever damaged him as an AEW World Champion.
Fair.
Fucking Adam Cole.
But I don't know. I know. But I don't know. It's Samoa Joe. And, like, even when he's healing, people are booing him. People love watching him. So, like, I think there's space if you wanted to. And if he wanted to, you could do it.
There's a world, an alternate world that I wish I was in sometimes, where AJ and Joe are both in AEW.
Yeah.
AJ's a coward for signing with WWE again, back all the way at first episode of Dynamite. What an absolute coward! Anyway,
correct.
Next up, we got, I guess, the main event.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin in an I Quit match.
Yeah, and I'm annoyed because, quite frankly, Mox has been back on an ace run. Like, he had that real slump in the middle when he was feuding with Cope and the Swerve match didn't go great. Whatever, fine. But since that Hangman feud started, Mox has been the ace of AEW again. And I'm like, fuck, there he is. Found him.
The Swerve match is good. It's just the stupid ending.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, we've got him back. We've found him. And the thing about this match was, there's a lot about it I like. There really is. But I think it's hampered by the Missouri Athletic Commission has a law in Missouri that you are not allowed to have intentional blood in sports. So they could not bleed. Which, if you didn't know that watching it, which I didn't know it until afterwards, I watched that whole match going, why isn't Mox bleeding yet? Because, like, it's Mox. Mox loves to bleed. Like, that's the thing he does. So it felt weird, and, like, there was a lot of really brutal spots in here. But because it was also bloodless, it felt weird and tame.
I think I similarly was kind of like, oh, this is a bit tame. Yeah. I don't know why this is the main event, because this I wouldn't put this on as the main event.
Yeah.
I'd have just put the Joe match on last. Easy.
I mean,
or,
like,
you know,
looking at the state of the ring once they were done, I understand why it went last.
Yeah.
You don't have time to change a ring canvas, I guess.
I guess, but they do it. They do it all the time. Think about the tax match. Let's get rid of all those tax, and that's in the middle of the card.
True.
They turn around those rings quicker than I can ever imagine in fucking AEW.
That is true. They do that. I think the real problem is the violence in this match did not match the build to it.
Yeah.
Like, you're cutting promos in prisons, Darby's threatening you with Molotov cocktails, like, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of, like, extreme violence threatened in the build. And while some of it was delivered on here, not all of it was. And I think it's lesser for that.
Because they introduced fire
Yes.
in this build-up and it didn't deliver on any of it.
Yeah.
Because fire is inherently, in wrestling, bad and stupid. Because
It's the worst spot you can do.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, you can do flaming tables, which AEW still haven't done.
Yeah.
And they did do the flamethrower spot last year that was very impressive.
Yep.
But the way they made this, the way they set that is really obvious, and they put a lot of work in around it. It was also part of a massive plunder match where they could get people off and back on again. This should have been a Falls Count Anywhere. It should have been in the middle of the card, and half of it should have happened on VT.
Yeah.
So it should have gone into the back, onto the streets outside, and they should have done pre-recorded nonsense that they couldn't actually do.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, intense stuff. But, and again, it's you obviously the blood
intense
like,
stuff that you can
can't
cut
do
away
blood.
from, you can cut around,
Yeah.
you can mitigate danger.
If you can't do blood, have Darby Allin like throw him onto a car, or like because the spot that broke everyone's mind in this match is when Claudio Castagnoli threw Darby Allin further than I've ever seen a man thrown.
Yeah. Yeah, fully picks him up over his head, goes to one side of the ring as if he's going to throw him into the tables that are set up, changes his mind, turns around, yells at commentary and is like, move, and then just throws Darby the length of the ring and onto the commentary desk. Crazy work. Claudio Castagnoli is the scariest man alive. Like, he's so scary. It's so scary. And that was incredible. Like, this is the thing. There's a lot of really good spots here, but I just think a lot of the, like, connective stuff bothered me, and the finish bothered the fuck out of me.
It stung. Because he's no longer Sting, he's retired.
True. It's just like, okay, what are the spots we had? Mox shoves skewers up Darby's fingernails. That's crazy. That's a crazy spot. That made me, like, flinch. Gross. Fair. Absolutely in place here. Mox tries to drown Darby in a fish tank. Fine. Yeah. Might as well. It's an I quit match.
I don't know why it was a fish tank, though. Because I got worried that they were going to try and do piranhas.
It would have been funny if they did, though. It would have been really funny if they did. I have to assume it was just the easiest water vessel they could transport.
A bucket!
I know, but you can't see his face in a bucket, I guess. Because I guess then people would think, oh, they're cheating and there's not actually, like, enough water in there for him to drown in. I guess it's to see, like, he's actually getting dunked. But it's just like, yeah, a lot of spots I really liked. And then a lot of waffling in the middle that I didn't care for, and a weird finish.
Yeah, it just wasn't a main event.
Yeah,
because we've had.
Yeah, like the finish is that Mox quits, right?
Yeah,
and Mox quits after taking none of the punishment throughout this match. Like, this match is Darby gets killed for 23 minutes and then wins in the last two, and it's like, okay, whether you like him or not, that does not feel earned. And I understand the point is, like, you're putting Mox over as, like, a coward. Like, when the chips are down, when he's, like, really in danger, when he doesn't have his little faction around him to back him up, he's a coward who's afraid of his own death. Fine. But it's like, Darby's been thrown across the ring. He's been drowned. He's had skewers stuck up his fingernails. He's been choked out by flags. Like, he has gone through it. Mox took a baseball bat to the knee and a scorpion deathlock and was like, I'm done.
Yeah, but he hasn't been at Everest, has he? So
It's so true. The
I
way Darby
when
keeps mentioning it, I'm expecting fucking Mount Everest to come out and challenge him
yeah,
next. Like,
when the lights go down, I was like, let's come with the units. Everest is going to come in with the running.
it's Mount Everest, yeah. Like, it's truly
You could
good.
just have the Tron come up, a picture of
God,
Everest, and then like,
nothing else.
and then it's just like,
It's Satnam Singh wearing an Everest hat, and then that's it.
Everest man. It's
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
I'm trying to
this
think if
was
there's anything else that I liked about this. I liked when Mox was on the apron and Darby was about to cough and drop him, and Marina pulled him out of the way, and Mox was like, "Oh my god," and like hugged her because he was so afraid. Cute, love those freaks. God bless.
I don't get when Moxley became a coward. Like I don't
I think,
it
I
kind of
think it
just
was
happened.
after. I think it was after Hangman beat him
It's
because, like,
before because he's coward is in
yeah,
Hangman's match.
true. I think, yeah, I think he's always kind of been hiding a cowardice. But I'm not mad about it. I actually think it's a fun dimension in the character because otherwise it's kind of just like cool badass heel, which like is fine. But
Yeah. They need to do the MJF story, which
mm,
is beat all my mooks and then face me one on one.
yeah,
Because the Death Riders are still constantly there. We have to keep on having interference spots
I
from good guys. It's
um,
like
wouldn't
just
be surprised to see the Death Rider start to crumble
yeah.
because now we're in a spot where everyone knows Mox is a coward.
They just don't serve any purpose now because the big team of bad guys who is
It's the Don
causing
Callis
issues for everyone is
family.
the Don Callis family.
I do like that the Death Riders are just kind of cutting about doing domestic terrorism here and there. That's fun. Like, good for them. And I think they're more fun since they lost the title.
At the moment, I just have this thing of like, and it's been the problem for a while, but because Moxley was champion, it was less obvious. But like, you've got Don Callis Island, aka Collision,
Yep.
and Death Rider Island, which is like one match on Dynamite, and they don't seem to exist in the same promotion.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
it's also like the Don Callis family is too big.
yeah,
Like, we have to start pruning that down. Like, as much as the Death Riders are doing terrorism, they're at least still quite a small faction.
but they don't care about the rest of of like they for some reason, despite there being a tag team in there, a woman, and arguably a trio, they
Yeah.
don't go for any of the other belts.
Yeah, which like I did wonder if they were going to at one point, but then I guess it spins out. Well, the issue is like the Don Callis family has the tag division locking in. Like there's so many of them that they're kind of taking a lot of the group spots.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. It's a weird one, and
You
it's a
can
shame 'cause I like the faction. And now that Mox is not champion, I want them to stick around more. Is the
yeah.
thing,
I just
but
don't
I
see where they're
also
going. Like the Don Callis
yeah.
family has directions constantly.
I think to be fair, we are heading for a breakup of the Death Riders because I
Because
think they're starting to see Mox as a coward. Claudio is a problem. Like,
yeah.
he is a problem. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Claudio turn on Mox and
Are
I
they
think
gonna
there's a fun story to tell about like a schism in the Death Riders and seeing like, okay, so who sides with Claudio, who sides with Mox? Where do we go? What's the vibe?
I'm like, there's a blood and guts coming up.
Yes.
And I don't know what the men's blood and gut match is. I know what
I
the
mean,
women's is.
I wasn't sure what they were gonna do. Like, I wasn't sure if they were even gonna do a men's blood and guts. Like,
Maybe
it would
they're
make
not
sense if
because
you've
it's on
got the
Dynamite.
setup anyway, but it's also like I wouldn't be opposed to them just giving the women that space rather than trying to like shoehorn the men's into like the men's roster into a space where that feels feasible.
Because now Joe's turned. There's no face faction at the top of the card.
Well, they would do Death Riders versus Conglomeration, I would assume.
Conglomeration of feuding with Don Callis.
They're also feuding with the Death Riders. They had that pre-show match.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
And Ishii and Mox had that singles,
Oh
and
yeah.
Ishii and Pac have a singles on Collision this week.
Yeah, I guess.
So they could do the Conglomeration, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just would have moved this match somewhere else in the card.
Yeah.
Put the hangers match on last.
I do think a lot of the problems I have with this could possibly be solved with a reshuffle of the card.
Yeah.
Like, because the pay-per-view, like I say, the wrestling is all good. I just maybe would slot things in differently.
It's the most none of these matches were bad. I think the Darby and the Darby and John Max it's like Marmite. You like it or you don't.
Sure.
But like nothing on this card was bad, and the quality was overall better than I would argue the last show, which had matches I actively didn't enjoy. But
Fair.
this just did not spark joy. But it's only been 3 weeks since the last one, right?
Yeah, it's a tight turnaround. And I wonder if it might be worth in future reshuffling when we have pay-per-views.
Yes.
Because we have a very tight run of like all out into
all in Wresltedream.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Into Full Gear, into World's End. Like
Forbidden Doors in there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in a very small space. And then you get World's End at the end of December, and then you get nothing until March when there's Revolution. And it's like, maybe, like, realistically, I would cut a pay-per-view and stretch out some stuff, because I feel like we just have slightly too many.
And also, we've got too many 4-hour or 3-hour Dynamites with special names.
Yeah. They're doing a Halloween one now, next week.
How can you do a Halloween one without your Halloween wrestler? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They're doing great work elsewhere.
Big Fright Night Dynamite. Let's go.
Fright Night Dynamite.
But unfortunately, that one is very fun to say. So what are you going to do?
They're great names. Listen, I love the names. And listen, I love gimmicks. I love a gimmick better than like if they did a beach match where there was water around the ring, I would love that and defend it to the ends of the earth. However, I realise I'm alone in this. I think that the Samosa match between Jericho and Orange Cassidy was actually good, and everyone's wrong about it.
I love a stipulation, and I do love a gimmick. I understand why some people don't. However, I think they're fun. So what are you gonna do?
I was talking to someone about why they don't watch AEW, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't get how you couldn't always just jump in on this product and go, there's so many different things. I don't have to like all of it. I can just like some of it.
It's a variety show, and I mean that in the most complimentary way possible.
Yeah.
And that if you like any type of wrestling, you will find some of that in AEW.
Exactly. Like,
and
if you like
that's great.
If you like highly produced characters, Toni Storm is better than any highly produced character in WWE for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
If you like matches that have nonsense going on and actual blood and actual death spots, AEW's got that. If you want high class wrestling, we've got that. If you want good tag teams, we've got anyway. We liked Wrestledream. It just was more like a wrestle nap.
Yeah, very much so. A little snooze, a cat nap, if you will.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Full Gear, which is the 22nd of November. Okay, so that's a full month away. Lovely.
Yeah, we've got a bit for there.
Presented by DC Comics. I can't wait to see how many people come out in costumes.
Oh, it better be all of them, and I mean that so seriously.
And I can't wait for the commentary team to have to try and explain who these people are. And I go, no, please don't. You're getting it wrong. I don't like it.
I mean, Megan and Penelope have renders in that Harley Ivy gear and wore it again on Dynamite. So
It's just
I'm
the
hoping
now.
I'm hoping they just keep it because, quite frankly, it's excellent gear and it suits them. So, like, why not? We may as well.
I was just looking at the card for the next show, and I was like, "Hold on a minute, who's TBA? What new wrestler is this?" Because
Oh,
the
we
two
got
matches we
TBA.
got confirmed are Kris Statlander and Moné, and
Yep.
Big Boom AJ and TBA versus Funky Pice. And I was like,
I
who's
forgot
TBA?
about that. I forgot about that. God. Cursed. That one's cursed.
Hopefully it's on the pre-show. Hopefully it's on the pre-show.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the pre-show. You're not putting
Listen,
Big Boom AJ on the main show.
listen. We
What
had
is this, the
Big Show
Federation?
versus what's his name on between the main event and the second main event one of those years ago. Don't put it
God.
past them.
We're better than this now. We can't do this again. Pre-show
Yeah.
only, baby.
Great. Well, thank you very much for
Yeah.
joining me for this. Where can people find your other podcast, Bex?
My other podcast is the Secret Girl Gang podcast. It is everywhere you can find podcasts. It's on here on YouTube too, so you can come hang out. I have a little teaser episode up just now, recapping all the storylines in Eve at the minute that you would need to know if you intend to hop in on the November 7th show, which is called Elite Encounters, featuring my close personal friend Kris Statlander. Willow Nightingale, Nyla Rose is back defending the Eve Championship. So, banger show all round. And I'll be doing monthly recaps and probably bullying people into coming out on to talk about experiences in Eve. So, hopefully that'll be just going on.
And you can watch Eve on YouTube if you subscribe to
You
their
can.
membership.
Yes, indeed. They have plenty of free matches. I love to post a free match on occasion to be like, look at this. And yeah, the subscription's well worth it. The live streams are great. And yeah, they're just kicking on a little DIY punk promotion, and London prices are no joke. So if you want to toss them some money,
ticket prices for Eve are respectable.
Very reasonable, yeah. £25 for a standing ticket, 40 if you want front row. And when I say front row, that's the splash zone, baby. You're gonna get a wrestler at your feet, or a chain thrown at you during a death match, or Su Young's veil in your lap, or told to stand up while Aminata gets thrown into your chair, etc., etc.
I'll tell you what, Adamada and Jamie Hayter's tag team finisher fucking slaps.
Nasty.
It's so good.
CTE finisher for real.
It's so good.
Listen, I hope Penelope Ford wasn't attached to knowing high school level maths, because she does not know it anymore. It's gone.
She doesn't even know she's married. She thinks that Megan Payne's been over the whole time.
And you know what? Correct.
With that, we'll see you all for Full Gear.
Here.
Bye bye.